Here we go. This is going live. It's going live on YouTube 1 minute earlier than Facebook. So Facebook should be starting right now. Is it so? Should be starting. Welcome to the 12th episode of the Funnel Police. Here we go, talking today about your sales copy, your ads copy, the thing that you bought in there in your messages and your social media and your emails and your stuff before, so you get people connected with you, you get your audience around your message, motivated to take actions, and sharing the love, sharing the care, and sharing the good stuff that's putting out there for them. So a couple of minutes, this should be now rendering and inviting everybody to who's subscribing to this podcast, to this vlog, the live vlog, so you get to know what's going on. Let me see that if you can hear my voice. I believe there is. All right, wonderful. Okay, the voice is clear. So we have Nasreen. You're the early people here joining us. Happy to see you here. Thank you for joining. Who else with us here? Write in the comments, guys. Let me acknowledge you for your participation in here. I still can't figure out a way to see who is watching through the system without you commenting something. So here we go, Vinitia. Voice is good, wonderful. Thanks for letting me know. All right, so today's episode is about your sales copy, your copywriting stuff, the content that you put inside your business that communicate your message, motivate your audience to take the actions, to buy from you, to share your stuff, to love you, to engage with you, to feel that they are on the right place when they hang around with you. Now, little did I know that the sales copy or the copywriting thing, I remember the first time I've been introduced to the concept, it was like 3 years ago. And I said, like, wait a minute, the copywriting or the sales copy, like, I think this is for the big guys, right? For the big companies, for the big stuff. Like I think Apple, Google, Microsoft, these big guys should be considering this thing. And they said, no, there is something called a copywriter. And you know what? They charge around $2,000 to write you a sales copy. Just a sales copy for one product. It's like 1 page of content. And they charge you just to send you the content. Like, the text, the letters, all right? They charge $2,000 to get you that. And I say that is interesting. If this is something, as you're saying, guys, then I should get into that. I should get hold of this. And I started digging on this. I started reading books about sales copies and copywriting, and I started, and I figured out that this is a big stuff. It's a big thing. It's a psychology. It's not just business. It goes beyond marketing. It goes beyond sales. And I said, seriously, this is really interesting. And when I started putting what I learned from these books, these seminars, these videos, these training courses that I've attended on copywriting and sales copy, things have changed dramatically for not just for my business, even for my personal life, my personal communication with others. I found it easier for me to influence my surroundings, to influence my friends, my family, my colleagues in the work, my customers, the positive kind of influence. And I said, okay, this is really interesting. So today is the topic. Today the topic is about the sales copy and how, how you need to pay attention to your sales copy, what stuff you need to pay attention to. I'll give you like the general outlines of this thing. The copywriting is a big chunk of the business, so we can't cover it in one video. It takes like a deep coaching and deep demonstration, so you understand it. But I'll do my best here to share the nuggets, like the good stuff, so you leave with a good value from this live video. So. Let's first go through the kind of sales copies, or the kind of copywriting. We have the content that we share on the internet or with others, whether it is your business card, your brochure, your website, your Facebook page, your Instagram, the things that you write about your business and about your audience and about the action that you want them to take. It has something, let's say it should have one ingredient, one thing, and that thing is that it should create a demand on your products, on your back-end product, the thing that you want to sell. So, for example, if you are selling, let's say, what is it? Let me, okay, if you're selling phones, so the sales copy or the content that you will publish about, I mean, that's a common sense. I mean, most people do this while sharing the content about their products. So if it is a phone, you're sharing content about your phone. So maybe you're educating your customers how to use the phone, or how this phone can affect their life, how can this phone make their life easier, and so on. So this content has to create a demand in a way or another about your product, the end product. The more your audience get it, the more your message is clear, the more your audience are likely or more likely to buy from you, or to buy your product, or to be customers, or to buy more. That's the idea. So let me move into my canvas. And by the way, I brought you some examples as well from big companies on how they use the sales copy. So let me move to my canvas here and share with you some of the ideas that are the things that you need to keep in mind while you're working on your sales copy. Now, I'll put in here, as usual, some of the headlines. So I'll just give you here the most important parts that you need to focus on in your sales copy. So first thing is the offer. Now, the offer is what you give to your audience, whether for free or for free or paid offer. Sometimes you are offering them a free PDF file to join your list, so you give them a lead magnet. Sometimes you offer them a free video to understand or to learn about something. Sometimes you offer them a bonus, a discount, like the offer, the thing that you give to them, whether they're paying for that or they're not paying for that. So this is one of the most important stuff that you need to think and to consider a good copy for this. Like, it's not just like regular stuff, like you write it without taking in your mind your customers' avatars. Like, intentionally design what you say in the offer. Ask your friends, your colleagues, some people around you to give you their feedback about how they feel when they read the offer. Do they get it? Is it still vague? I mean, you give the offer and do you need to follow up with 12 calls, a 60 minutes meeting to explain it, or is it clear from the beginning, like that? So that comes based on understanding your niche and then designing the offer in a language they understand, in a language they resonate to, in a language they feel connected with, in a language they get it, like, yeah, it's clear. So in your offer there are a lot of ingredients. Again, we're not going to here through how to construct the offer, the construction of the offer, that's another topic, but we'll talk about the content or the sales copy or the copy of the offer. So another thing inside the offer, okay, I'll keep this offer, which is really important, is the call to action, the CTA. The call to action is little, I mean, this practice is I've like rarely to see a good practice about call to actions. So the call to action has to get some conditions or to meet a certain criteria. First, it has to be clear as ridiculous as possible. Like, for example, the call to action, click this blue button, submit now to get 1, 2, 3. Like, as clear as you're talking to a 3 years child. Not that you are de-estimating your audience, but this is how it works. This is how it is. I mean, online, while we go online, our attention span is really low. I mean, I've mentioned that earlier. You got 8 seconds to get someone to take a remarkable action online. 8 seconds, otherwise lost. So you need to hook them up with something clear. And in order to get someone to take an action, you gotta make the action clear, easy, and as well persuasive. Like, ah, yeah, I need that stuff. I need this thing. I want that thing. Let me give you an example here about an advertisement for Power Horse. This advertisement is written in Arabic. I'll explain. So this is how it goes, saying you have an idea, nothing can stop you, and they have Power Horse. Now I want to ask you something. What does Power Horse have to do with someone not being unstoppable or executing on an idea? I mean, a lot of people drink Power Horse and they're not taking actions on their ideas. Doesn't mean if anyone drink Power Horse, they will be unstoppable and they will act on their ideas. But this is how Power Horse, I mean, we can learn from these companies. This is how Power Horse design their messages. So they have different messages to different people. I will go into that, the kind of messages and how you address different messages to different people. I'll go through that in a minute. But let me elaborate a little bit more about Power Horse example here. So Power Horse, and you see in the picture, they have a Macintosh, they have a MacBook, they have a telephone, they have sketches and speakers and some this puzzle stuff. And it is like designed like it's for entrepreneurs. Like, hey, you guys entrepreneurs, you need Power Horse, so you'll be unstoppable. So their copy here is communicating an idea, a simple idea, yet effective, because it is targeting a specific niche based on what they believe. Because this is something about, there is something common about entrepreneurs. They believe they are unstoppable. They believe they can achieve everything. They believe in hustling. So they have this common belief. So they wanted a message that resonates with them. They wanted a message that triggers with them. So this is what they said. You got an idea, nothing can stop you. You got an idea, nothing can stop you. And they have Power Horse in there. Red Bull used to do stuff as well like that. So they said, give you wings, so you feel free. Like, they are positioning themselves as the let's say the top for certain type of people. I mean, no product in the world can claim, no company, no business in the world can claim like, hey, I'm for everyone. Not even in the food. Like, we as a human, we need food, right? We need food, we need water every day. No water company, no food company can say, hey, I'm selling to every human on earth, and they start to target them on their ads or their messages. It's impossible. I mean, it doesn't happen this way. So you need to choose a niche, group of people, and then you go tailor your message in a way that resonates with them. That's the idea of the sales copy. That's the idea of the ads copy. That's the idea of the content that you share in there. It doesn't mean that employees can't drink Power Horse. Well, still they can. It doesn't mean that unemployed or old people can't drink Power Horse. They still can drink Power Horse. I mean, if they went to the supermarket and they wanted to buy a Power Horse, well, yeah, they can buy the Power Horse, right? No one. I mean, they're not gonna tell them, no, you can't buy the Power Horse. We just sell Power Horse for entrepreneurs. But they are spending the money to advertise their product, so they reach a certain group of people, and they want to make a better return on their investment. So better they choose whom they're talking to and what language they're using, right? This is the idea. Now, let's go back again to the canvas here and bring you some thoughts about the type of people. The moment you think of business, there are three, let me write this here. So we have three, I'll call it three type of traffic, but it applies to everything, not just traffic online, but as well customers. So you'll have three type of potential customers, okay? And it goes like this. We'll have cold customers, I'll explain in a minute. And we have warm, okay. And we have hot. Okay, so three type of traffic online, three type of potential customers, three type of people might buy your product. Only three type of them. The first one is the cold. I mean, those who are problem centric. They don't know the answer. They don't know you, they don't know the product, but they know they have a problem. They are aware about the problem. They're trying to find an answer. They're not sure if there is a solution called your product. They don't know if there is a solution called your service. They don't know anything about what you do. But they have a problem and you can solve it. But they don't know that. They have no idea. They just know about the problem. So how you reach to them will simply start talking about the problem. You initiate your conversation with them, immediately talking about the problem, so that immediately they resonate with you. They say, ah, all right, that guy is talking about my problem. He better got a solution for me, otherwise I'll be wasting my time here. So this is the idea. You can't get them connected with you if you immediately start talking about your product or start talking about your solution, because they don't know that your product is the answer to their problem. They don't know it. That's it. So how you start talking with them? Your headlines, because this is something important as well. Let me add it here under the offer, which is your headline. Okay, your headlines, which is obviously the thing or the few words, maybe 8 to 12 words maximum, that will determine if the person who's reading them is going to continue or is going to quit on you. So you start your headlines while you talk to cold traffic or to cold people. Your headlines start immediately talking about the problem. If you talked about your program, if you talked about your customers, immediately like, hey, we have these customers, we help those people, they don't care. You gotta face this. They don't care how awesome you are. They care that they have a problem and they want a solution for this. So you give them this. You tell them, hey, I'm the guy. I know this is the problem that you're facing. So immediately, at the moment you confirm this, that builds a rapport between you and your audience. So they get connected with you. Now, the second type of customers, or the second type of traffic or potential customers going out there are the warm traffic. They know the problem and they know the solution. Like, all right, I know I have this problem and I know this product is the solution for me. So they are looking for a particular product. So how your headline should look like, you guessed it, right? Your headline will start talking about the product because they know the product. Immediately you start talking about the product with them. That way you immediately as well build a connection with them because this is what they want, the product. They know they have the problem and they know the answer for the problem and they know they're looking for a certain product. So it is your chance right now to build a rapport with them. You don't need to again confirm, hey, talk about the problem again, because they are sophisticated a bit here. They don't want to waste time. Immediately give them what they want. This is the idea. You got 8 seconds, right? So 8 seconds, talk about the product. So you hook them up. Now, the hot traffic, those who know you and know your product as well. Like, those are the closest people to you. They've been maybe they met you in person, maybe they've been a previous customer of yours, maybe they bought something, like they maybe referred by a friend who explained to them about you. Like, they know you very well, they know your products, and they are hot. So here, how do you start initiating this conversation with them? Well, as long as they know you, they know the product, and they know the problem that they're having, and they know that you can immediately give it to them. So you start initiating the conversation here using a friendly language. Like it's a kind of a casual conversation, mixing immediately like the problem and the solution and the product and your name as well in there. So hey, immediately like you start. For example, you put your company name. So hey, X name, X company is providing this 1, 2, 3. So this is another chance to win. This is another chance to proceed. Now, you might be thinking, like, my product is not a universal product. Like, not everyone know about the product. It's not like an iPhone. Like, some people go to the internet, they immediately start looking for an iPhone because they know the product. I mean, they are hot or they are warm. And the iPhone is on the market. I mean, everybody knows it, but my product is not that way. Maybe it's a customized product. Like, I work on this product even more, so it's just been launched. I mean, it's never been in the marketplace before. Maybe it's kind of a professional service, and you labeled it with a name. You give it a name, and it became an independent product. But still, it's not that popular. So how do you do that? How do you build this messaging? Well, that's when it comes to what I call, I mean, I don't want to jump to another topic, but I will call this, I'll just add it here so you understand this. It is coming to the power of segmenting your audience using your some marketing softwares, CRMs, and you know inside your business who did what, who know what, and based on that you send them relevant messages. So for example, I'll give you an example about one of my products. I have a mastermind coaching program. It's called the Dollar Mastermind. Maybe you're familiar with it. Maybe you're a customer and a student in the Dollar Mastermind. Maybe this is the first time you heard about it. Maybe you heard about it, but you don't know all the ideas about it. Anyway, this is not the time to explain what it is, but let me give you how it works, or how I use this strategy, the cold, warm, hot communication messages with my potential customers and for the Dollar Mastermind. So I have a webinar that shares some values, provides some great value in fact, and solves unique problems for entrepreneurs, for those who want to start a business and for those who have started the business and they are challenged down the way. They need some faster solutions, they need to scale, and they need something new. So in the webinar I share a plenty of content, and at the end of the webinar I ask for the permission, like, we've been in this webinar so for this time, and I wonder if you would like me to share even more stuff. Maybe you would love to continue your journey with me. And people say yes, of course, because I mean that's kind of them. So because like we've been into this value added relationship. So I go and explain the offer. I tell them the Dollar Mastermind is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now, at this moment, what happens in my system is that all these transactions been mentored in there. So I know, or not like this, my system, let's say, can segment the audience in my webinar, for example, that those who have stayed until this moment, then if they stayed, let's say, for example, to 60 minutes, then they know the offer, they've heard about the program, they know all the information. So now they became hot customers. Why? Because they know everything about the product. So, and they know me, and they know the problem, they know the solution, so they are hot. So when I go do my messaging, when I go do, for example, my follow-up emails or my follow-up ads on Facebook or my follow-up ads on LinkedIn or other social media stuff, I ask these platforms to divide and segment my messages. I, for example, ask Facebook, I tell them, hey Facebook, whoever lands on this page, please deliver them this message. Whoever didn't land, and it becomes a behavioral marketing stuff. So this is how you know where is the cold, where is the warm, where is the hot in your audience, obviously, and how you communicate with them. So the cold start with the problem, the warm start with the product, the hot start with a casual, friendly communication or friendly messaging with a mixture of the product and the problem, of course, the product and the problem, and of course your name should be on the top because it's you. So who are connected with. This is an insight about how to construct and build your sales copy. Now, of course, there are plenty of stuff that you need to consider as well, like the type of customers. We have 4 types of customers, and as well what to say to them, how to say it, some kind of technical things, how to fix it in there, how to put it in your system, how to build a system that can enable you to track this stuff and do it, how you can make better investment of your ads, of your spends, of your marketing things, all this stuff. I mean, it is it's all some advanced thing, but it's not complicated. The moment is that once you immerse yourself in this, once you start learning, once you start applying, once you start taking this knowledge and put it on action, is exactly when you feel in control of your business. You feel like, I got it. I don't need a big team to run this business, because guess what? These softwares look like 100 employees working behind you. Seriously. It costs fraction of the cost instead of the investment compared to the return on your investment. So and you become sophisticated entrepreneur. You become you become smart investor, because you're not just communicating with your audience in the right way. You're also communicating with them on an effective way. It's less spammy. Like people will start to love seeing your content. Why? Because your content is just talking about things that they want, right? I mean, think about it. You stop anyone in the like you walk into the street and you stop anyone. If you know their dreams, their goals, their things, the things that they are trying to achieve in their life, and you start immediately talking to them about their things, you start talking to them about their goals, you encourage their dreams, you put them in a context like, hey, I care about you. They will listen to you, even if they are completely strangers. You know what? They will love you. That's the power of this human communication thing when you use it right. That's why I told you at the beginning of this episode that the sales copy goes beyond the marketing strategies and the marketing techniques. It's sometimes a psychology. So there is a little exercise we do in the program that I mentioned to you, the Dollar Mastermind, the coaching program. It's called the customer avatar, which is how to build your customer avatar. And I always say that this customer avatar thing functions as your reference. So you need to refer to this. Like it's like your guideline. Seriously, like let me show you. It's like your guideline. Like this book is my avatar. So in here I keep all the information and all the data, all the things that I analyze about my audience. I want to know how they think. I want to know when they are faced with a challenge or frustration, like in what way they go. I want to understand as well if they feel bored, where do they go for entertainment? I want to understand how they spend their time. I want to understand how, you know why? Because this information enables me to help them even more. This information enables me to put my words, to choose my words carefully when I communicate and initiate any conversation with anyone. Why? It might seem a lot of work, but let me tell you something. You gotta start some point, right? I mean, you're putting this effort anyway. You are investing this money anyway. You're investing this time anyway. So you better make a better. You have to to make a better return on your investment of this time and money. So you gotta start somewhere. So this customer avatar thing is the closest thing to magic to me. The moment that you start putting all this information about your audience. I mean, think about it. You are into business and you want to help some customers, like you want to help a group of people achieve a goal or solve a problem or build a dream, right? You are into business to help someone achieve something. And your payment, let's say your payoff, you get paid for, not for the time you spend in there. It is for the value you add, right? It's how much value you add to the marketplace, how much value you add to your customers is equally how much money you get paid. So if you want to really add value to your audience, you go study them. You go study them because the more you know your customers and the better you know how to communicate your messages with your customers, is the more you have success, the more success you have in your business. I call this how to say what you do. Because let's face it, most people don't know how to say what they do. They say it wrong. They don't know how to communicate it. I mean, wow, you do this stuff sometimes. Like I meet entrepreneurs and they have, for them it might seem like like normal. Like I'm like everyone. I have a startup and I'm doing this and doing that and so on. So I tell them, wow, guys, you do this. Like this is how it. Like, why the heck then you don't show it? They said, what? I mean, we're showing it. We're posting stuff on Instagram. We're doing stuff on Facebook. We're adding these videos. We're sending these emails. We're doing these ads. And you're telling us now you don't know how to show it. I mean, it's not the amount of work you put in there. It's the strategy. It's how you say what you do. If you don't know how to say what you do, then who's going to know what you do? I mean, you might be doing thing, which is like, people are desperately wanting that. They want that. But they don't know that you're doing it, man. So how can you reach to a point that a better communication is understanding your audience, understanding everything that your hands can get on about your audience, everything. I literally, like this reference, like I keep adding stuff in here all the time. Every time I have a conversation one-on-one with one of my customers or my audience, I think, I'm like, all right, this guy, I mean, he's thinking this way. I better look for people who think like him or like her. Guess what? Why? Do you know why? Because your customers hangs around with your customers. Plenty of strategies, a lot of strategies that you can use in order to collect this data. But the point is, you start. You just put this first step and start building this customer avatar, this thing. Go read about it. Join this webinar. I mean, if you haven't joined this webinar, just join me here at this webinar. Register for this webinar and go see the webinar. If you have seen the webinar, take the action at the end of the webinar. Invest in yourself. Let me tell you something. If we are determined to just earn by the equally to the time that we put in our business and the effort, the time and the effort that we put in our business, I mean, that's something bad. Seriously, it's something bad. Because I mean, thank God it's not this way. I mean, we get paid equally to the value that we bring to the marketplace. Because think about it, like if it is $5 an hour, then you better stay at home if you got no chance to increase this ladder, like to climb the ladder. There is always a chance. I mean, it doesn't matter where you start with. Like you're getting $5 an hour, so you don't say it this way. I mean, you can claim the ladder, right? And the only way to claim this ladder of income is by increasing the value that you bring to the marketplace, and that will, of course, reflect on your income, reflect on your position. That's why we see top CEOs, they are earning millions a year, while normal employees who are working more than these CEOs, putting harder effort, working harder than the CEOs on their stuff, on their work, on their stuff, right? Why? Because the value that CEO is bringing to the marketplace is of course higher than a regular employee's value brought to the marketplace. You gotta be thinking like, hey, I'm a hidden gem. You know, I have a lot of value, like a lot of things I'm bringing or I can bring to the marketplace, but the moment it seems like no one seems to notice what I'm bringing in here. I would say, buddy, it is all coming to your sales copy. You can't say what you do. You don't know how to say what you do. You need to understand or to learn, to master this thing, how to say what you do. And it all goes to the niche you're talking to, how much information you know about this niche, and your ability to communicate your offer right. I mean, if someone needs a product or got a problem or need to achieve a goal and you can help, then why the heck they don't invest with you? I mean, I don't see a reason enough for them not to join you. It's your responsibility to communicate the offer. You might be thinking like, hey, most of the people I talk to they're not getting it. I put my full focus on this and I share everything about my business and I'm crystal clear on my message, but it seems like they're not getting it. Well, I would say maybe you're talking to the wrong people, right? You're trying to sell gold in the fish market and that doesn't work this way. Maybe you gotta change whom you're talking to, whom you're hanging around with, right? Maybe you think you're putting this word, but it's not. Maybe you think that your message is clear, but it's not. So ask someone. Get a review, get a feedback from someone. Ask the experts. Ask your audience themselves. Like I initiate sometimes as well, not sometimes, all the time. I send a survey for those who saw my offer and didn't buy. I want to understand. Not to become salesy. I mean, I just want to understand because I take it by heart like this is my responsibility. If I believe that this product can help someone achieve a goal, and I stand behind this product and I'm gonna do what it takes to sell the product, not for the money, but for the sake as well of helping that person buy the product. So if they don't get it, if they don't understand it, if they can't find the value in my product, it's not their problem, it's mine. It's probably mine, it's my mistake, something went wrong. I mean, maybe I didn't communicate the value right. Maybe something went unmentioned. So the moment I'm clear about my message, then all right, if they didn't buy, then it might be another matter. So I asked them, like, is it a money matter, like you don't have the money to invest? Or is it like this training is not for you, so maybe my mistake in targeting the wrong audience? Is it like you're looking for more advanced stuff, so again, my mistake in targeting the wrong audience? Is it like it's not clear for you what you get in there, so it's my mistake not communicating the right message? So I want to know, where is the mistake? What's going on wrong in here? This way we can put this data on action, on a better use, right? So you can do that in your business, of course. And if you want to continue your journey with me, if you want to advance your skills, then you can join me on this webinar here, startups.ai. Go watch this free webinar. It's gonna be off the internet in less than a couple of weeks, to be honest, because we're preparing something new, a different launch and a different experience. But this one is valuable. Like this stuff, this webinar here, is just transformational. I promise about that. I mean, you can ask people who have joined this webinar. I should have probably asked them for feedback or review about it and share it with you, but I know for sure it's transformational. So you can join this webinar right away on startups.ai. Start your learning process. Never stop investing in yourself and educating yourself. Listen, life change does not happen from inspiration. Life change does not happen from motivation. The motivation alone will not change your life. You gotta invest in your education. Education gives you the trigger of what's going on in your life. It gives you the truth. And there is an old saying about the truth, that the truth sometimes hard, but it can do something for you that can change your life, which is it sets you free. The truth sets you free. And the only way to get to the truth is by the education, by learning. I mean, maybe you didn't know about the sales copy, for example, stuff. For me, like I'm talking about myself, maybe 5 years ago, I didn't know about it. It's a big deal. I thought, hey, I gotta write the content and let's put it out there. I see some stupid ads which cost millions, billboards and this stuff with the stupid sales copy, stupid copywriting. Like, come on, you're investing this money and you're not putting attention or paying attention to the sales copy. So, I mean, they didn't know, right? But how can they know this big deal of the copy of the content is by education. So you don't stop educating yourself. You don't stop education. You keep striving on that. And the more you get, the more education you get into your life, and then of course motivation and inspiration comes again and makes sense for you. But if you get someone who's idiot, okay, and you motivate this guy, like what you get a motivated idiot. That's not gonna do anything, right? It's like better you look for people, you educate them and you motivate them, right? You inspire them. They are educated and they are inspired. They are educated and they are motivated, so they do the work, they proceed, they know. So don't stop learning, don't stop investing in yourself. If you join the webinar and you know what's in it in there for you, and you know the offer that I'm talking about, and you know all the deals about the Dulam Mastermind thing, then what are you waiting for if you haven't joined? And if your 7 days window is passed, I'm afraid I can't do anything for you here. So you need to start for a couple of months, maybe until we open the enrollment for you. Because this is how I set my funnel technically. Like like everybody gets in there, they got 7 days window. Otherwise, it's gone. All right. So this is the end of this live talk. Let me see if you got any question, guys. Put it in the comments. I'll give you a couple of minutes to see if there are. If a question came up. So I'll give a quick as well attribution to Vinita again. Thank you for watching this video with us. Dr. Shakir, Khal Shakir, welcome. Thank you for watching us on this live video. Muhammad, my brother, watching from Jordan. Nahil, welcome to the show again. Thank you for being with us. Imtiaz, thanks for the eyes, man. Welcome to the show. This is it. All right. So this is the end of this live video again. If you got a question, write it down before this is over. If you are watching this on replay and you have a question, of course, you still write your questions on the comments. Don't forget that this is the webinar. This is the webinar here. This is startups.ai, where you get more information, where you can continue your journey as well in advancing and investing in yourselves, your career, for a better future. I mean, keep something in mind. I mean, hold this all the time in your mind. The past, what happens in the past does not have an effect of what's going on in your life unless you let it. So whatever happens to you, you can change that from a decision you take today, a discipline you develop, a philosophy you adapt, and an action you take. I want to end this live video with a quick story about a movie that you have, like a book and a movie and a character that I bet all of you know, guys. It's the movie that 2007, like been featured by Leonardo DiCaprio, The Wolf of Wall Street. I mean, The Wolf of Wall Street is a real story about Jordan Belfort. Jordan Belfort, as you know from the movie, it's true story. Okay, so as you know from the movie, I went and studied his story, in fact, because it was interesting for me. So what happened to him is that he went to the jail. I mean, at the end of the story, like he went to jail, 29 years old, going to the jail, and his sentence was like 1 or 2 years. And after that, like, look into this. What happened to him now, in his story, was about if regular people, normal people, like just they will give up, like they're screwed, like their life is destroyed. But what he did inside the jail, in the prison, he wrote a book. And he wrote all of his story. He wrote his own story, and he called it Wolf of Wall Street. When he get out of the jail after, I think, 18 months or something, guess what? He got a call from Leonardo DiCaprio. He wanted to play the book. He wanted to put this book in a movie. And he got $1 million the moment he got out of the jail. And then he started his life again and again and again. And in the book itself, he changed even his life as the movie was going on. Because on the movie, they thought that they will just end his story going to the jail, but something happened during shooting the movie or recording the movie that delayed the deadline of publishing the movie. So he didn't find anything to do. I'm talking about Jordan Belfort, the real guy. What he did is that he went on coaching and training on sales. He started teaching people on sales and educating them about as well to sell ethically, to use the information and the strategies and the technical ethically, and which is what I as well encourage you to do, to use my strategies, the things that I'm sharing with you, especially on this episode, to use it ethically, because it has the power to manipulate people around you. So you don't want to be that bad person, right? So you use it ethically. So he started sharing this sales training to the audience, to people all around America about sales. And a few years later, he got a phone call from Leonardo DiCaprio again, and for the movie, just to revise some stuff. And he told him, "Hey guys, like Jordan, what are you up to? What are you doing these days?" He told him, "Hey, I'm doing this and that." So, seriously, that's really interesting, because the movie, like your story in the movie, ends up being in the jail. Now we need to go back and readjust the script, and we need to write your story on that. Once you got out of the jail, you started doing this corporate training and this sales, and we saw the last scene of the movie, Leonardo DiCaprio playing Jordan Belfort, doing a sales presentation or training, and giving the pen to one of the guys in the front row and tell them, "Hey, sell me this pen." So the point here, why I'm sharing this story with you again, is that, I mean, you can change your future. I mean, if you decided to. I mean, maybe you've screwed up big time in the past, right? Big time. But it's okay. I mean, you can change your future. It has nothing to do with your future, what you've done in the past, unless you allow that to happen. If Jordan Belfort, in the story, just decided to keep things as it is, he said, "Okay, I'm going to the jail. I mean, what can I do? I lost this all millions, this stock thing. He was in the drug. But he didn't quit. He realized that, okay, I screwed up big time, but I still got a chance to change." So don't stop investing in yourself. Don't stop investing in your education, because that's the point to the personal and to the life change. It all starts with education. That's it. Thank you very much for being with me on this live video again. It went longer than usual. I apologize for taking much of your time. Again, I want to encourage you to share your questions, share your comments, share your feedback. I love to hear from you. I seriously, I feel happy when you write a comment, or when you share the video, or when you mention someone of your friends that you believe is going to benefit from this video. So we grow our community to reach more people who are like-minded people, so we can change something. That's it. Thank you very much for being again with me in this live video, and good night. Bye-bye.